My name's Lukey, reporting for Explosive Pro Wrestling. We're on the countdown to desperate measures. It's so close now, I can taste it. And it tastes kind of bitter and sweet all at the same time. Meantime, we've got to address this fashion issue here. Third week in a row with the same freaking t-shirt? What is wrong with you, EPW? Couldn't you put me in a tuxedo or something ready for the show? Huh? Am I not good enough for a tuxedo? Who cares? That's not a question we should be asking. The questions we should be asking are of some of these EPW people heading towards this show. Let's talk about one of the biggest wrestlers in EPW at this point in time, Venville Reeves. He's been on one hell of a roll lately, and Dean Olsen, my broadcast partner, caught up with him earlier, and here's what they had to say.
Venville Reeves, thank you very much for joining me here. Now, before we look forward, I'd like to take a bit of a step back and take a look at Reawakening 2006, where you in fact won the EPW Invitational Tournament. I'd like to know what it meant to you to be the Invitational Champion.
Well, Dean, it meant a lot. I went out in 2006 at the start of the year, and my goal was to win that Invitational Tournament. Everything I did, everything I worked for was that tournament. And in the end, I was holding that trophy high and became the 2006 Invitational Champion.
And in winning the Invitational Tournament, that got you a #1 contender spot, the EPW Championship, which you got that match at Date with Destiny against Jimmy Payne, which ended up being a no disqualification match. I'd like to know your thoughts on that very hard-fought battle.
Wow, man, that was a brutal match. It was the toughest match I've been in my time in EPW. We went from pillar to post and we beat the absolute hell out of each other. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, Jimmy Payne walked out as the EPW champion.
In more recent times, we've seen a bit of a change in the fan response to what you've been receiving, Devlin. And I'd like to know what you think it is that, if you've done anything differently, or why it is that the fans have changed their minds about how they think of you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think maybe I think a turning point was going up against and standing face to face, toe to toe with Jimmy Payne. That's when I felt a bit of a change and more support from the fans.
My final question, Devlin, is let's look forward to the rest of 2007. What do you have in store? What is in the future of 2007 for Venville Reeves?
Well, you see, Dean, there's a guy around EPW who's supposed to be the toughest wrestler in Australia. He's come over here. He has mowed through every single person that he's stood in that ring with. He's laid out a little challenge. He's brought his own rules, his own regulations. Well, Spike Steele, I accept your challenge.
Venville Reeves accepting the challenge of Spike Steele.
There he is, Venville Reeves, and like I said, he's been on one hell of a roll, and according to him right there, it looks like he's going to be finishing the year in big style. And of course, when we're talking about big things in EPW, it doesn't come any bigger than Reawakening, and that's happening soon.